Alright, so we're back with our next episode of our coaching series, and we hope that you enjoyed the previous episodes. And today we're going to talk about partnerships. Mindset of a salesperson has become a very passive for the past 11 years.
This is how it works.
Alright, so if you're in real estate for a couple of years or you've just joined the industry, probably you have heard a little bit about this term called partnerships in real estate. That means you yourself as a standalone agent partnering with another standalone agent and coming together to do the real estate business together. Alright, so of course this is actually quite common in businesses outside where people come together, set up a new cafe, set up a new store, set up a new IT company and things like that, and then they come together in partnerships, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. In real estate, it's a little bit different, but of course, it's also quite common to see real estate people coming in together and do things and stuff together to run campaigns and stuff like that. So, we'll talk a little bit more about partnerships, what are the pros and cons, and whether should you go into a partnership with a real estate colleague or friend and stuff like that. So, partnership, I would deem it very simple for you. Let me just sort out two different types. One is called a full partnership. The other one is what we call like a campaign or the project partnership. So, before you go into partnership, it's very important to ask yourself, why do you want to go into a partnership? What is the core reason you want to go into a partnership? Is it because you want to have certain strengths from different partners? So basically, after adding all the strengths together, the partnership becomes then stronger. So we have this term called 1 + 1 must be equals to 3. When you partner somebody, you have to ensure that the strengths matches and complements each other's weaknesses, so that by coming together as a partner, both of you emerge stronger in a sense and can then serve your clientele better, the business becomes more robust and things like that. So it is important to first distinguish, why do you want to come into a partnership, what is the core reason, and then from there you can then look for the right partner. And do not go into a partnership hastily, because for my past 30 years I've seen many people's partnership fail within short spans of time, within a couple of months or within the first year. Basically, by splitting a partnership, it is also very costly because a lot of time and resources and energy actually goes into that, to manage that as well. So before you actually go into a partnership, it's very important to know that you yourself, if you are mainly a one-man show kind of model, you're a full-time self-employed person, you have the full freedom to conduct your business based on your own style. So by joining hands with another real estate agent, basically you really have to consider very deeply, will there be more pros than cons? Alright, so the first thing to ask yourself is that, will this then be a full partnership? Meaning that, let's say 2 persons comes together, all their deals are basically contributing to this partnership itself. That means there's no personal deals, every deal counts into the partnership. Whether is it your auntie selling her place, your best friend selling their place, all the deals are basically working towards the partnership itself. Or is it then a campaign or a project partnership? If it is a project partnership, is it going to be just this new launch, or is it going to be just this geographical area, or is it going to be just this few resale condominium projects? So you have to define it very clearly so that there won't be any form of misunderstanding and things like that. And we have a few couple of checklists for you to check off. These are points of consideration, things to consider whether you are going into a full-blown partnership or you're going into a project or campaign partnership. Have these few things being spelled out in an agreement so that it's very clear-cut, it's very transparent, everybody becomes very trusting, alright, in this partnership agreement. So very first thing to note is that, what are the work scopes and responsibilities? Who is in charge of what? So in future, who is in charge of meeting the clients? Who is in charge of training your admin staff? Who is in charge of building up your social media marketing? Who is in charge of coming up with the ads? Who is in charge of answering the phone calls? Who is in charge of posting the ads on portals and things like that? So you got to spell out the work scopes, alright? The second thing is that, how is the commission split going to be? What should be the right split, alright? Is it based on how many deals you handle personally, or is it based on everything being split equally and stuff like that? The third thing is that, in the point of an exit, what would then be the mode of exit? Should there be a time frame? Should there be a notice period? And how should the split be? How would the clients be allocated in the event of an exit? And what is the minimum period to the partnership agreement? And of course, one more thing is that, what is the work ethics and habits habits? Will you both, basically, if let's say it's a 2-person partnership and you're in a full partnership, will you come to office every day at a certain time? Will you come in like 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. into the office Monday to Friday? How often will you meet? Will you only meet like once a week or once a month and things like that? So all these have to be spelled out, and I think for a healthy partnership to really go the distance and ensure that your business actually prosper and your business actually becomes stronger compared to a one-man model, you have to spell this out. You have to really find the right partner that is probably in the same life stage as you, so that you both have the same amount of energy and same amount of vision to really push your business forward. So you also need to know personal commitments, all right? So how about weekends? Does this person have kids and things like that? So what is going to be the commitment level towards this partnership? Because as time goes by, if one party feels that he or she is working more than the other party, then of course some friction might occur. There will tend to be imbalances. So basically you really have to communicate upfront, make sure you know your partner in and out, you know your partner's habits, you know your partner's vision, you know your partner's work ethics. It would be good to probably have like a phase whereby probably the first 3 to 4 months you all can try it out, try this partnership out, and probably try to work on a few deals together first before you even go into a full-blown kind of partnership. So above are the few factors that you might want to factor into your partnership agreement. It's good to spell this up upfront, because once you go and dive into it hastily, then when you want to exit, your friendship is going to be affected, clientele pool is going to be affected, there's going to be doubting here and there and stuff like that. So if you have asked people who have very long experience doing partnerships, can probably get some advice from them as well. But we hope that this episode will help you. If you have noticed how we have worked in a real estate business, like for example, myself and my business partner has been in partnership for more than 12 years. Basically, we have so-called maneuvered and know how to work with each other and how to really use both our strengths to both our advantages so that we can help our clients better. And now as we run our team at Property Lim Brothers, we are also expanding the team model as well. So basically, yes, we do have some experience in running the partnership, the team model. So hope that this episode will help you, and all your best to real estate business. We'll see you on the next one.